Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Monday the 30th of September 2024. I'm here in Rochester. Just let's recap what has happened today and how my mood is at the moment. So basically this morning I got up. I'd been woken up at 5 a.m. I went back to sleep. I got up properly at 10 to 8. I fed my pets, got ready to go out, and there was a ring at the buzzer. It was an electrician. I wasn't expecting it. So my flat had boxes and rubbish all over the place. I had bags ready to take down to the bin store and my dog underneath my arm, and I thought, oh my God. So the guy said that he was here to do an electric test. So I said, can you hang on a minute? And I tidied up, picked things up as best as I could. He came into my flat with a bag and he asked to use my toilet. So he went downstairs first to get something else. Then he went into my toilet. I noticed that his bag looked all tatty, he looked all unkempt, like his hair was greasy, he hadn't shaved, he looked all untidy. Well, I'm not bothered as long as he checked the electricity properly. He went into the cupboard and he was in the fuse box for quite a while. He didn't check every socket, he didn't check every light switch. He went into my cupboard and went into the fuse box and he looked at the smoke alarms and that was it. He didn't do anything else. When I asked him about my spotlight, like, you know, he didn't help at all. He wasn't very helpful. So I thought, okay, I think I've got a spare light bulb from when the other guy came in and I'll fix it myself. It's just that I just thought maybe he might have a spare bulb. But he wasn't very helpful at all in that respect. He was polite enough. He replaced the smoke alarm, which is above my head, and that was it. So now it's on a green light. It's green. So the smoke alarm is just still green. The other smoke alarm was like flashing. The light was flashing. So this one is green. He went, right, and I needed to take Max out for a walk. So just after 10, I took Max out after the electrician had been inside my flat. And my mood was changing. And I can't help it. It just comes over me for no reason. It started to dip, my mood. And I wanted to keep my mood up. So I forced myself to go around that field and just, keep my spirits up. I did a video for TikTok. It's been very, very quiet. I don't know what's worse, when it's quiet and there's nobody about or there's people everywhere. But obviously it's got colder and damper and there's not so many people about. So that's why. So I just carried on. I am a woman that has been sexually abused and assaulted. When I'm left alone with a bloke in my flat, I don't like it, but I dealt with it okay. I wasn't anxious and acting weird. I was just completely normal, and I rang my mum up. While the electrician was here, and I told her I had an electrician in my flat, and he went shortly after with the phone call that I had with my mum. Came back into my flat after the walk with Max, and I thought, right, you're starting to feel a bit shitty, so let's order a takeaway. So I thought, right, I didn't want McDonald's. There was a Wimpy. They've got loads and loads and loads and loads of like things on Deliveroo, and I thought, right, let's try this Austin's Eatery, whatever it was. And I thought, yeah, I fancy scrambled eggs, and let's order a sausage and a can of drink. And I had £4.95 in credit to take off. So I thought that's just going to work out just under £8. That's fantastic. So I started doing the order, and then my mum rang the phone. My mother rang the phone, and I picked it up. And I've been having a bit of trouble with my side of my face, my jaw. Like the pain during the cold months, the pain comes back. And every time my mum was talking, my ear was hurting and the side of my face. And of course, pain makes you feel shit. So my mum was just saying how she didn't want to be on her own anymore, and that she decided that she didn't want to be alone anymore. Normally I don't pick up the phone because I do get depressed after my mum calls. This happened for years when I was married. Every time my mum rang the phone, my husband used to come home and he said, "You're in a mood again." He said, "Is your mother rung?" And I said, "Yes." Well, I said, "Well, I know why then, don't I?" So my mum, like, I don't want to move in with my mum right at this moment. I'm fragile myself, and my mum is really cantankerous and very domineering. She has a very, very big, large personality, and I'd feel even more shit, I think. So for the moment, I'm fine by myself. Put the phone down. I was doing my Polish. I'd got a silver badge, and I was doing well at my Polish, and I then confirmed the order with Deliveroo, and I just kept an eye on when it was coming. And my mum, like, it's not her fault, but you know when you feel like great, and then after the phone call with my mother, I felt like shit. I was all down. Like, normally I'd have got up and been springing about and having fun. I was just felt shitty. So I waited for Deliveroo to tell me that the driver was like a minute away. I didn't go downstairs like I normally did. And of course, there's things in my life, like my dad passed away, and my mother said my father was a thief, and God knows what else. She says loads of things about my dad, right? So when I went downstairs to get the takeaway, there had been no post at that time. One of the cleaners had left their blue fleece jacket over the switch that opens the door, and I was pissed off because I don't want to have to move someone's coat, and I'm not a thief. I don't like doing things like that. So I had to shift his coat, press the buzzer. The woman opened up the Deliveroo bag, and she like gestured for me to take the bag out of her Deliveroo bag. So I did, gave them the number. She went, she said, "Bye-bye," bye-bye. I went back upstairs and I started to feel even more shit. But the food was tasty. The scrambled egg was delicious. It was covered in butter. It was really, really nice. I don't normally eat butter. I normally have like plain toast and plain bread. Dripped in butter. I haven't had the can of Coke. I've had a couple of yogurts, and I ate the meal. And then it's usually more Polish lessons, occupying myself till I take Max out for the lunchtime walk. And the weather is shitty, it's miserable, it's dark, there's hardly anybody about, and it's cold, so you're shut in, keeping warm. So just after 2, I took Max out, and I just didn't feel happy, and it just comes over you, doesn't it? I can't help it, just comes over you. There was no reason for me to be miserable, none at all. Just happened. So right, next door is coming out with their dog. So where was I? I went out for a walk and I went round the back way, because when I feel shitty I don't want to be near people. I feel like crap. So I walked round the back and I walked up towards the Blue Crane, and there was a man like my dad Derek sat on a bench. And remember, it's my mother said that she wants to move in with somebody. She wants to be with somebody now. My mum. My father Derek is dead. He's been dead over 3 years. So there was a man in a fluffy hooded coat like I worn on YouTube videos, sat on a bench. There was a man standing on a balcony with a grey beard and grey hair. And I'd had funny messages over the weekend. That's why when I went out to the co-op last night, it felt like they was all taking the piss. Man, the policeman. And there was a man stood on the balcony up there, bearded, grey hair. And then there was another grey bearded man. There was 3 grey bearded men I went past this afternoon. And my dad is dead. And my mother obviously is my mother. There was nobody out apart from these bearded men. I didn't see anybody else apart from one woman getting into a car. And then I came back and my mood was dipping. It was going right down. I felt awful. I was feeling awful. And then I did a video by the Crane that's on YouTube, and I thought, come on, get yourself out of this. You don't need to be like this. All the while, my mum is ringing, she keeps ringing me. But it's not cheering me up, it's making me feel worse. So I carried on and I went round the back of the flats, and I just went into my flat, and obviously there was post this afternoon, my Polish phrase book, and that is going to help me a great deal. And I started reading that, and I started reading what words they've chosen and what the words are. And I was doing that, and then I've got my co-op card. So look at the front of the book and what it says. Polish, the rough guide, dictionary, phrase book. And I'm just starting to learn Polish. So the Polish word for yes is tak. Tak. So I knew that. So you've got all the phrases that I've actually been learning on the tablet with Duolingo. So they are the same in this book. Like I said. So heating, it's got heating here. Og Iwania. Og Iwania. So it's cool, this book. It only cost me a couple of quid and it was the last one. So that is fantastic. I've got my co-op card so I can start collecting co-op points again. So I must have spent quite a bit of money, and I haven't been using the card because I've lost it. Ketchup, 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 kettle, chinique. So I'm enjoying learning a language, right? So when people are nasty to me, I don't get cross. It makes me feel depressed. It it makes me feel down and miserable. I don't get angry. It's making me feel horrible, right? These people that are putting me down, laughing at me, want me to be cross and angry. But instead of getting cross and angry, it's making me very, very depressed and miserable. So when that electrician came in, plonked his bag on my furniture and wasn't very helpful, it didn't make me cross. I didn't steal anything out of his toolbox. Apparently my father, Derek, was a thief. So when he left his toolbox and his tools on this what I'm sitting on now, I didn't get up to any mischief because I'm completely normal. I'm not a thief. And when people are nasty to me, it hurts my feelings. And yes, I do get angry sometimes, and I think that's justified. See you later.